Sie hören Sport und Musik.
Das Spiel ist aus! Deutschland ist Weltmeister!
Mario Götze! Mario Götze!
Tonight, whether you call it football, or soccer, a German American and a German in America dare to call it Fußball. German foosball from an American point of view. Let's add some buns to that hamburger and join them for the Schnitzel Boys Deutschland Hour.
We're head bobbing a little bit, but it's not a happy day in the Schnitzel Boys universe today.
We're going through the motions of the head bobbing.
Pathetic. It's music. But no, my heart is broken, Bjorn. I don't know. How do you feel? I'm very deflated.
Yeah, I feel sad. It was one of those games we knew it was going to be tight, and it was. And yeah.
What I will say,
sad. Just sad. I'm sad.
Me too. I'm also really sad. You know what? I mean, Spain. We can't beat Spain. I don't know why we thought we could, but But today was the reason it really was tough today is because today
Deutschland Hour.
I was expecting that.
Oh,
it's that weird odd.
Yeah, right. That
I always
guy.
think. Yeah, but I thought I paused it. Anyway, it should be it. Deutschland Hour.
Right.
Anyway, he's excited. He's more excited than we are. It was just so tight today, and then it got to the point where, excuse me, 30 seconds before time, I'm like, hell yeah. We're taking them to PKs, and we're going to win this in PKs. You can't beat Germany in PK. It's like, we're about to do this. I was like, holy crap. Germany is about to beat Spain before I could finish that sentence. Spain, what's his face at number 6, leaps up like an eagle and does the most beautiful.
You jinxed us.
Yeah, just the most beautiful athletic. Like if you see it in slow mo, it's so heroic.
You jinxed us.
Of a clueless Tony Rudiger on the floor being like, "What?" And then Mano Anoia being on the floor, being like, "What?" And the one Spanish guy being like, moving from left to right. He's like, "I'm gonna win this game!" And boom, a beautiful wide open header. Why do you need to defend at that point, right? Keep him wide open. And in the back of the net.
Well, Tony Rudiger, he put everything into that header. And Tony Rudiger, I guess he missed time.
He fell on the floor. We're losing you, by the way, Bjorn. We're losing you a little bit, Bjorn.
It was late, man. People were... Yeah, there's nothing... Okay. There's not much I can do. This internet is very sketchy.
Now here, so you're in the motherland real quick. You're in Germany. And then, so just a heads up, so it might be in and out. But I got you right up to people were. Then it stopped.
People were what?
I don't know. That's what you were saying. It was late. People were.
People were tired. This team was pooped by the end of overtime. Toni Kroos looked like he was going to collapse. He had cramps all over. I mean, Toni Kroos hasn't played 120 minutes since, I don't know, maybe ever.
Yeah. Since the Clinton administration.
It's something like that.
But then Füllkrug, and then the ref did us a favor. He gave us 3 extra minutes on top of extra time. I'm like, holy crap! And then Füllkrug had himself an open header on the other side, but he didn't make it. He didn't quite. It wasn't as open, but unfortunately he didn't make it. Just wide of the goal, and it was
I thought that was going in. I thought that was in. I thought that was going in.
I know. It was just like, yeah, it would have been amazing, but it's like, no. Nein, the Sommermärchen is vorbei. The summer fairy tale is over. Spain won 2-1 like they were supposed to. So at the beginning of the game, like Spain just does what we do better than us. They hold the ball a little bit better, a little fancier on the ball than we are. We're like the second best at it, and they're the best. In Euro 2008 final, remember it was that frustrating final where they won 1-0, and the 2010 semifinal where they won 1-0. And so always the same thing where Germany's doing great going in. I was like, okay, let's do Spain, and Spain just has our number. They hold the ball better than us, they move the ball better than us, and they're our kryptonite. And then I on our Nations League game a year ago, Spain won 6-0, so that was a bad omen. And then we have the Euros, and Germany is in great shape and playing. It's like, okay, we're at home, right? And then they came up with a plan. They were very physical. They started beating the crap out of the Spanish. Then they had the ball more, so it worked, and they were quick in the transition, so that was working. But the Spanish are still the Spanish. So and Nico Williams is very real. And then they led us 1-0, and then they held the ball for the whole second half, and I was like, here we go again. Same old crap. We're just not going to get our hands on that ball. And then frickin' Florian Wirtz sends us into dreamland in extra time. Like, hell yeah. And then we had such great momentum going to extra time, I thought, this is going to PKs. And we also had one or two chances to win it right then and there. And I'm like, this is going to work. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. The German fans are behind us. It's happening. We're due. There's some American. But no. Right at the death, the Spanish are just like, bye, bing, we're Spain. So we can't beat the Spanish. I think we haven't beaten the Spanish in competitive games since the 80s, I believe. We beat them once in our last 10 meetings in a friendly after the 2014 World Cup when we were at our best. But that was it. Other than that, we've never beaten Spain in years. We haven't beaten Spain in years. So today was no different. It goes on. Better luck next time, I guess. This is.
I mean, I thought we played.
How do you think we played? Do we got you? Did we lose you? Yeah, Bjorn's coming in and out. Yeah, I'm curious. I thought we played well.
Yeah,
There you are. You're back. How did we play? You said we thought we played, and that's where we lost you.
Oh, well, I thought we played well enough to win. I thought, I mean, there's that. We had a bunch of good chances. I think
we lost them again. At R, like I said, this is that beautiful German internet that everyone's been complaining about forever. Now we're experiencing it live here in the Schnitzel Boys live stream. We did play good enough to win.
Enough. Not good enough. I'm just gonna.
Your XG? Think. What do we got here? It says the internet's not good enough. Is he maybe gonna leave us? We'll see his hands over the thing. Well, anywho, Bjorn is in Germany with that beautiful German Wi-Fi everyone loves so much. And he did leave us, unfortunately. The Wi-Fi wasn't working. But he was saying we're good enough to win. I believe we're good enough to win. We do have the Portugal-France game, so I'm going to hop on that at some point. I did want to talk a little bit about German future. It was heartbreaking. That's what happens. However, I do believe that Germany and Spain are the two best teams of this tournament. And I do believe Spain's going to now go win the whole thing. I mean, who's going to challenge Spain? I thought we were the only challengers. We almost had it. It was almost as American. I felt if we could hold for another 30 seconds, get into PKs, winning PKs, Germany would have won the whole tournament. And that's, I guess, a positive feeling. I'm going to text here from Bjorn. Yeah. Let me try this. To call him. Does that work? Yeah. Would calling him work? I'm trying to think. Let's try this. Let's try some fanciness. Fanciness here. Trying some fancy technology. Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
That's a good idea. Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. I got you on the mic. So anyway.
Okay, good.
So
yeah.
All right. So Bjorn.
Yes. Go ahead.
Bjorn's back. I'm just talking the live stream here. All I was saying, yeah, let's go back to, then I'll go back to what I was saying. So, yeah, what were you saying? Germany played well enough to win.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, she was 2 and theirs was 1.5 or something from what I just saw. And yeah, it's hot. It's like, I think I agree with what you're saying. Spain looked more dangerous in the first half, but in the second, especially after the goal, I think we really fought, and it wasn't always high quality, but created enough chances, and that equalizer was well deserved, I thought. And in overtime, everybody's just pooped, and it just comes down to one moment that we could have had to. You know, I think this penalty kick will to back. I think that's, if the ref calls that, nobody complains. You know, there's no question that you could call that, and he decided not to, and I guess then VAR decided it was not enough to overturn it because maybe his arm wasn't quite far on the line. Although I think Cucurella's arm was further away from his body than Thorsten Frings' was in 2002. I will say that.
Well, I think with that is no rules are being broken, but it exposes how bad the handball rules are, because it was not called a handball because I think he said his arms were quote unquote at his side. However, if you look at it, it's old school hand to ball, because the arm was much further away from his body, and he pulled it closer to his body to then block the ball. So technically, he made his body smaller, I guess, because he was pulling his arm in. But if his arm stayed as wide out as it was originally, then the ball would not have been blocked; it would have gone through. So, like, he was moving his arm, even if it was maybe subconscious, or like a reflex, he was moving his arm closer to his body to block the ball. And then I guess it was not a handball because, quote unquote, his arms are at his side. It's like, yeah, but he also moved his arm to the ball. Like in the old days,
really
that would have been a handball.
Because from one angle, it looked like they weren't. His arm was not all that close to his side, and you know, he's blocking a ball that's going towards goal. So
right.
That's usually that's more often than not that's a penalty.
In the old days,
and I think
that probably would have been a penalty.
I think I would stand by that if Anthony Taylor calls that.
Yeah, we've seen that all the time.
Certainly, VAR is not going to call it back, and no one's really complaining, I don't think, on the Spanish end. So, but you know, this was always going to be tight, and it turned out to be tight, and it's. I think it was a great performance. Really, really a great fight and a great performance the German team put in. I don't really even want to, single anybody out or criticize. I would be like, this was tough. I mean, I didn't understand Emre Can starting. That was a question mark, and he was terrible. He was terrible in the first half, but then Nagelsmann immediately reacted. I thought Robert Andrich was good, and his subs. I thought his subs were all on point. I think.
Right. Even the Valdemar Anton one was really good.
For Müller. Yeah, I mean, then of course, once you're no longer a goal down, you want to play with two center backs. But I was disappointed, I guess, a little bit. But I think this is just perhaps a question also of just. Fatigue. But I thought that I was disappointed that in the first half of overtime that the German team was not more proactive. It seemed like we were content to kind of hang back, and not like Spain really create a lot of danger, but they just had the ball a lot, and we were very put back. And I thought momentum was on our side after this equalizer, and I would have liked it to. Would have liked for us to be a little bit more aggressive at that time, but overall, I think it was a great performance against. Everybody's saying these have been the two best teams in the tournament. I think that's true so far.
Yeah.
I think that was true today too. I think we I don't think we disappointed. there was that little bit of quality maybe that we couldn't find in front of the goal. Füllkrug, yeah, like I said, a bunch of his headers were pretty close. He hit the post at one time, and I mean,
I think in the first half of overtime we had the better chances though. We went. I think Füllkrug almost scored.
Yeah, I think that's
twice,
true.
right? Or at least once.
Yeah.
He just missed the goal. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to point out anyone individually either. However, I will say, I mean, they're pooped. But it would have been nice if Tony Rudiger jumped to match the center back at the end there.
I think he mistimed it, and he knew he couldn't get there. Yeah, that was a good cross, and the guy really leaped.
Right.
Or leapt. What's the word?
If you see it in slow mo, it's like he twists his whole body.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. It's like the Mario Götze overtime goal in the World Cup final. It's like everybody's tired, and a ball gets through that maybe otherwise wouldn't.
Now, if Spain doesn't win it though, the whole tournament, now they'll be really disappointing. Spain should now go win the whole thing. Because I do believe.
I want them to.
I mean, the winner of this game should win the whole thing.
I'm not rooting for them.
I'm not either, but it's nice to know we're beaten by the best. Yeah. So.
Nacho, this overtime nonsense, like Nacho falling down and Carvajal getting a red card. I mean, I hope those guys get beaten by Turkey.
Well, Carvajal can't play in the semis. Carvajal can't play in the semis now, and he was our bad guy for the Real Madrid Bayern semifinal too, wasn't he? So I mean, I was really proud of Germany. So. There's a few things to look at here. One is that this is the worst performance we've had hosting a tournament. Technically, that's true, because we made at least the semis every time, and this time we made the quarters. However, and then looking forward, I want to talk about a few things. However, what I said about Germany before the tournament, I think rang true, is that this is a refreshed squad. They're playing really well. And I thought, despite this heartbreak, I thought they had a great tournament, and they could have won the whole thing. They definitely could have won this tournament. I think if they held and maybe got Spain in PKs, or maybe have gotten a goal, or maybe got that penalty even, right, and won 2-1 and gone on, I think we could have gone and won the whole thing. There's no reason we couldn't have. So that's good to know. I haven't felt that way in a while.
I mean, totally agreed. That's a huge step up from the World Cup. A team that we really had no. Nobody. I mean, it's
and the last Euro,
of course, to lose like this, but there's no. Things are going in the right direction, guaranteed. Yeah, for sure.
So next steps for me, unfortunately, say goodbye to Toni Kroos. That's his choice, but we definitely have to say goodbye to Thomas Muller and Manuel Neuer. I mean, it's done, right? It's good to say goodbye. That was their last game, I believe, for Germany. Don't you think? I love Thomas Muller, but he showed he does not have pace. I mean, he is just an old man right now. And Manuel Neuer was great, but he's old. He still spilled a little bit. I don't know. I'm fine. Manuel Neuer had a good performance over the tournament. I'm not going to blame Manuel Neuer. However, at this time,
he did not. He is not. It's not his fault.
No, but it's time.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he needs to go away.
Müller was never fast. In fairness, he was never fast. He's definitely not fast now, but he was.
I was going to say now he's
25 either.
Now he's extra not fast. Now he's extra not fast. But everybody else, thumbs up. We got Wirtz. I think he has a bright future. Jamal Musiala. He needs to come. He needs to keep coming along. It's interesting. He took the Gundogan as team captain. I think he was taken off the field twice, right, or 3 games. Multiple times he gets subbed off. It's just weird for a captain to get subbed off so often, in my opinion. But I mean, I guess it's an observation. He can move forward. I thought he was still a serviceable captain. Robert Andrich has proven to be an excellent addition to the team. I think he's key. And the post-Toni Kroos years, maybe Emre Can is also done with the German national team. I guess we have to wait for Pavlovic to get healthy again, see what he has to offer, I think.
Yeah, I think Pavlovic is going to be really, really good moving forward. I have really high hopes for him. I mean, there's lots of talent. It seems like it's coming together. The back line was pretty good. Yeah, maybe a new goalie, but there's a lot of midfield quality. The front line, we had a bunch of people that couldn't even get on. So, yeah, definitely pretty encouraging for this national team.
Dennis Undav got a yellow card to prove he was here, even though he didn't play any minutes at all. He got a yellow.
So did Nico Schlotterbeck, yeah.
But he played. He had that game in Dortmund, which he did. He had a little bit of a blunder towards the end, but didn't cost us the game, thankfully. And, sorry, my phone is beeping, because while we're using the phone, I have other people texting me. Nico, but he didn't screw up, even though he definitely screwed up in the box in that game, but overall he didn't cost us the game. But yeah, I don't know. So it's very, very, very hard because it's so close. I mean, it's so close. That header, it just broke my heart. This is how it happens. And this has been a bad week for Schnitzels. Both of my teams are out. USA out early, Germany out. USA cannot hold their head high, but Germany can hold their head high. This was like we were so close. I mean, we put ourselves on the toughest side of the bracket. If we let Switzerland win, if Füllkrug didn't get that equalizer,
we haven't even mentioned the Kai Havertz chip. He had the chance to be a hero and to put it over the bar.
Oh yeah! Oh, that was so close too. He should have done it, shouldn't he? Because the keeper was way off his line. Yeah, that would have been nice.
He did everything right. He sprinted his defender. He tried to chip the goal and just a little high. But that happens to the best of us, you know. Yeah. Lionel Messi put his Panenka
right on the post, on the crossbar.
He's in good company. Kai Havertz is in good company.
How do you feel Kai Havertz did in the tournament? How would you rate Kai Havertz?
I just don't think. I was saying somebody was texting me and said immortality loomed for Kai with that chip, and I said maybe he's just not legend material, Kai Havertz. Maybe he perhaps will not be a legend. He will just be a pretty good player, which is fine.
Yeah, or his legend will come later. He's still young, I believe. How old is he? Is he that young?
He's not that young. I mean, he's 25, right? I don't know.
Well,
it's Kai Havertz.
Plenty of time for Legendville. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess you're right. Maybe we can do a full postmortem where we rate the players individually next week or something like that. But overall, everyone did fine. I thought did well. I think Mano Anoia, the worries of Mano Anoia were misplaced. He had a pretty strong tournament. But if Füllkrug did not get that late equalizer, and we were on the other side of the bracket, we might have won the tournament.
It's true, yeah.
Because we'd be playing England tomorrow as opposed to Spain today.
England tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's hard to.
Although we would have had Italy, and who knows what would happen to Italy? Yeah,
the what ifs will. Yeah, exactly. We haven't done well against them traditionally either. So who knows? Who knows what would happen? Those what ifs will drive you crazy. We're just gonna wallow in our sports pain and be sad, and that'll be that. I would say one more thing. I would give a thumbs up to Julian Nagelsmann. I think he managed the squad really well in terms of giving everybody minutes over the group stage, and then people were ready. He needed a lot of bodies tonight, and I think mostly people performed well when they were coming in. So. So good job, Julian Nagelsmann.
That actually brought. I wanted to bring that up as a bigger topic of conversation. I think from last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. Pretty much, we look at the national team jobs, and with the U.S. looking for a new coach, hopefully. We have this thing of like club coaches and club whatever is the demand, and national team coaches are just people they can get their hands on, right? That's sort of like the consensus. However, Germany should be so lucky. We have an in-demand club coach. We have one of the only ones. Everybody else is someone I've never heard of. But Austria have Ralf Rangnick. And we should be so lucky to have Julian Nagelsmann, who 2 weeks before he took the Germany job, turned down the Chelsea job. He's on the hot list for club coaching, and he chose Germany. And as a national team, we have a really in demand club coach. One of those European A-lister types, and no other national team has that. right? Unless I'm mistaken, unless you can think of any. So that I think that gave us a plus, that we were really well coached in this tournament. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you know how you know my take. I don't think it makes that big a difference. But yeah, sure.
I mean, you can't
well.
sit there and say Julian Nagelsmann, Hansi Flick, and Joachim Löw's last World Cup were identical experiences. I mean, Julian Nagelsmann came in, he got rid of the side pass, made it more direct. The players were, I don't know. I just thought Julian Nagelsmann's performance was better. He did good.
Yeah. No, that's true. But you could also see how some of the Florian Wirtzes and the Yaman Musialas are also growing up, and are getting better, and I think that has a lot to do with it too. They're sort of maturing, and Kai Havertz is better than he used to be. I mean, I don't know. There's just a general kind of the group seems to be on an uptick. But yeah, no, thumbs up for Julian Nagelsmann for sure.
Yeah, hopefully, I think he did sign an extension, right? I think. He's young.
Yeah, he did. So he'll be around for the next World Cup, and that'll be good.
I don't want to speak ahead of time, but Germany has a tendency to have long-serving coaches, and Julian Nagelsmann's very young. There's a good chance he could be a national team coach for a while. Maybe this is where he settles. He was around. He was a hot young coach, little this, little Bayern, and then Chelsea, blah, blah, blah. But it's like maybe this is what he was meant for, to be the national team coach. Because Jurgen Klopp is busy coaching the U.S. men's national team, so he doesn't have time for the German men's national team.
If you ask Eric Vinalda, yeah.
Or Tim Howard. Or me. Or Stefan Schnitzel.
All right.
Yeah, let's go watch the France-Portugal game, huh? See how they do.
Okay. Sounds good. This internet is very choppy anyway. But very nice talking to you.
Yeah.
And we'll be in text.
Heartbreaking, but promising, this national team. Because the big question was, is this national team back on its feet again? And I would say the answer is close to yes, right? I think pretty much yes. It's not the same crap malaise it used to be. Very good. Yeah, I think so.
Throughout the tournament, very good performances. I mean, I mean, certainly if you look at, it's too bad we're out. I mean, because a lot of things would have been possible, but no, definitely a good performance, a good showing.
All right, tschüss. Have fun in Deutschland, the motherland. Right. Go enjoy the sorrows with your fellow people out and about, and go to Aldi or whatever and talk about the game with the cashier.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. That was Bjorn calling in from Germany. Hopefully it sounded okay. So post-game reaction. Very disappointing in the game, but not disappointing in the overall tournament for the German national team. And that's nice. That's saying something, because for a long time, being a fan of the German national team spoiled you. Usually expected at least a Final Four, if at least a quarterfinal appearance. The last 3 tournaments has been we can't get out of the group and we can't even win a knockout game. We only won 1 knockout game technically this summer, but again, I felt if we got past the Spain, which were so many opportunities to get past Spain, if we got past Spain, we could have won the whole thing. I do believe that. So it's looking good for Deutschland. This has been the Schnitzel Boys. Let me grab my thingy thing here.